Hi, this is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and we're here with Dell taking a look at their new Dell Canvas, which is a very large screen, touchscreen, pen input monitor, and you can use it as just sort of a monitor and input device, but it's really designed to be used as a secondary monitor for graphics, for creating music, for editing videos, for doing all sorts of creative work. It's, Dell doesn't love to hear this, but it's a little bit like a Surface Studio, but instead of being a complete PC, it's a peripheral for a PC. So you can use any computer that supports it. If you have a USB-C port, it'll plug in via the USB-C port and you get your video and your pen input that way. If not, there's an adapter that allows you to plug it into the USB port and DisplayPort or other inputs from your computer. So it could outlast your computer. You could keep this display, use it for every couple of years upgrading your computer. You get to choose what your computer specs are going to be. So let's take a look at some of the things that are possible here. We've got pen input, and it's pressure sensitive, it's an active pen. There's also this dial accessory which allows you to do sort of different styles of input. You can change colors, you can change, I believe, the thickness of the pen strokes, or check out the videos on YouTube. And so it allows you to do a lot of things without having to pull out a keyboard and mouse and dig through a whole bunch of different menus. So it's really designed with graphic artists in mind, although there could be other applications. We saw a demonstration where music creation, here's a video editing, and you can see how you can highlight clips and move through them. And while we're doing this, there's a dual display, so you can see the two-screen setup allows you to see what you're viewing up here while doing the editing window down here, which is something I kind of wish I had when I was working on audio and other projects at home. You can see this is all sort of propped up at an angle here. There's an adjustable kickstand that allows it to be placed at several different angles, and then there's also a separate stand that could let you pull it all the way up and use it like a desktop monitor, although it is a fairly expensive device with touch input, so it's not really designed to be used as your only monitor. It's designed to be used with a second monitor, but you can use it at a variety of different angles. So those are just a few of the things that you can do here. It's coming in. It's coming later this year.
Order it in March, and we'll start shipping in April.
So it's up for order in March. It's going to be available in April for about $1,800.
Yes. So it's very much a Windows 10 experience. So things that are in the Creators Update, like this virtual trackpad, so you can see my mouse over here, so that you can navigate on your non-touch surface, taking advantage of your touch surface.
So you don't need to have a keyboard or a mouse if you.
We wanted you to be able to have an entirely touch or even first approach to everything. You certainly can use a keyboard and use a mouse, but we don't want you to have to use it. We also have these software elements that you can see on the other side. This is desktop management that Dell is delivering.
Oh no, I'll just highlight.
These are also called palettes. So these are additional examples of how we're allowing you to customize your workspace down here and add additional functionality under your fingertips to again allow you to have that touch or pen first approach. So you can customize a palette. You can actually create. We have one here for Photoshop. Where did my Photoshop palette go? Here it is. So I have this Photoshop palette, and I can create a new layer. I can navigate between all the layers. I can hit enter through this palette. So an application like Photoshop, many other applications, take advantage of keyboard shortcuts to make the users more productive. These palettes are intended to allow the user to take those keyboard shortcuts and turn them into very quick touch interactions.
And it's a 27-inch display with a resolution of.
It is a 27-inch display. It's a QHD resolution, so 2560 by 1440. So it is a good resolution, but it's not so good that it's going to steal all your graphics bandwidth, because again, we do want you to pair it with a vertical monitor. So we want you to be able to create a very immersive, multi-dimensional workspace.
And what we're looking at here is Dell's new.
So this is the U3417. It was announced, I believe, last year. It's the second offering in our 34-inch curved monitor line. We've had a curved monitor for some time. This one has a slightly more pronounced curve, so it's a slightly different offering. It pairs great with this monitor, so it creates a really nice desktop setup here. It does not have to be paired with this monitor. You can pair it with an 8K, you can pair it with an all-in-one, with whatever compute device, whatever monitor is right for your needs. Clearly, Dell has a huge portfolio of compute and monitor devices.
Right. So as we're here with Dell, clearly it's plugged into a Dell laptop, it's plugged into a Dell monitor. but you could use it with any computer that basically has the output. Yeah.
Windows 10.
Anything with Windows 10, because it is optimized for Windows Ink, it is optimized for the drivers and so forth. And you can see here, so we've got this 34-inch widescreen monitor. The display itself, the display area, there's sort of a lot of room. Yeah.
So we did that on purpose. We heard from our artist friends as we were doing research that a lot of times they like to go off the screen and they don't like to fall off right away when they get to the edge of the screen, because what happens is that can impact the line that they're trying to draw. So we heard from them that they wanted overdraw space, and by doing so that actually gives us a neat little opportunity to put a magnet in there to hold your pen and a spot here to hold your totem. So those weren't the reasons why we did this space, but because the artist asked us to put that space there, it gave us additional usability for storing all your tools.
Right. And so when you're looking at a niche product like this, it's, you might be like, well, everybody's doing these thin bezels and these thin, but like, this is designed for a very specific purpose.
Well, that element of it for sure. There are lots of other use cases beyond content creation. Things like finance, stock trading, things like oil and gas exploration, engineering, anything where a user can benefit from a viewing element and a doing element. So if you think about a stockbroker who's watching the market, what's going on in the market, and then needing to perform actions based on what's happening, they don't like to give up any of that digital real estate to actually place a trade and things like that. So you give them shortcuts to those actions down here under their fingertips. They can take advantage of touch and pen-based interactions that are very natural at a desktop where so much of the real work actually happens, and it will ultimately just make them more productive.
So let's look at Dell's Canvas, available for pre-order in March, coming in April, $1,800. A large touchscreen pen input monitor. You can use finger, you can use pen, pressure sensitive, and it's designed to be used in conjunction with another monitor for a sort of dual display and input functionality. This is Brad Linder with Liliputing at CES 2017.